So process driven, the way that I define it is really plan, prepare, practice, play, the 4 Ps. So we want to think about it as a continuum, right? We want to think about it as a cycle that we just constantly go through in terms of planning and preparation and practice and play. Planning for us is when we really want to look at building our ambition plan and building our strategic account plan. So our ambition plan, again, we define what our total potential inside the account is. Once we know what that total potential is, we build that potential into our strategic account plans. We begin to define everything that we need to do. We need to start to define all the strategies that we're going to need to pursue. We set our goals for the account. We establish the objectives in the account, and we then define those strategies that are going to lead us to where we want to go in achieving our goal, our objectives and our goals. And that helps us then to be able to understand all of the different steps that we need to take in the sales process to be able to do this. And as we do this and we do it consistently, again, we begin to build that sales muscle memory that we need to be able to be more productive in sales and to be able to scale what we're doing. As we go through our planning process, we begin to also go into our preparation process, because our preparation process really feeds a lot of the planning work that we do. Those two things really work off of each other really well, because part of preparation is really all of the research, all of the information that we need to gather about our customers, right? And then preparation is also about beginning to build the sales assets that we need to be able to go be effective in executing that strategy. And when you think about building those sales assets, we want to be able to remember that our sales story is our most important sales asset. It's the sales asset that's going to be the thing that changes the game for us. And what I find in an organization is that while many companies talk about being process driven, they don't live it. And as I said, a lot of times it breaks down in the 3rd P, in practice, right? Because practice then becomes we've now developed our plan, we've done the preparation that we need to, and now we need to be able to practice. We need to practice for every customer interaction that we're going to be in. And we need to think about then getting really skilled at telling our sales story and to be able to tell the right sales story to drive the value-based outcomes that we want to deliver to our customers. And so plan, prepare, practice, and then play. Play is the piece of the puzzle where we actually go out onto the field with our customers and we begin to execute our sales motion. And the interesting thing about the first 3 Ps is that we control 100% of the first 3. We control our planning 100%, our preparation 100%, and our practice 100%. It's when we go on the field to play, we don't control things anymore, because now there are many other factors involved. Now there are the things in dealing with the things that happen with our competitors, the things that go on inside of our customer accounts, whether it be the politics or a competitive sponsor that's inside of the account. Those are the things that we don't control. And so what's really important to understand about plan, prepare, practice, play is that we've got to really spend a significant amount of our time in the first 3 Ps. And the way that I think about it with my sales teams is that we really look at plan, prepare, practice, play are really sales activities. And many times when I would go and join an organization or take the leadership position of a new team, what I would do is begin to look at I would really spend time with my team, and I'd try to evaluate how much time was really being spent by that team in one of the 4 Ps. How much time in planning, how much time in preparation, how much time in practice, and then how much time in play. And what I was looking for is I want to see in my organization that 75 to 85% of my team's time is spent in one of the 4 Ps. And oftentimes when I would join a team or take a new role in a new organization, one of the things I would find is that a very low percentage of the time of the sellers was actually spent in any of the 4 Ps. In one of the companies that I worked with, I found that no more than 30% of the salespeople's time was being spent in planning, preparation, practice, or play.